Hi, I'm Kerry Grinkmeyer. I'm the host of Best of Us Investors. I woke up this morning at 3 o'clock and asked myself, why are you doing what you're doing? You got 36 stocks that you own. You've got more money than you need to live out your life. You're 77 years old. You have enough money that you drive a BMW, your wife drives a Porsche, you're leaving tomorrow to go for 2 weeks. You've rented a house on the beach. You just recently booked a 16-day cruise in Europe for next year. Why are you doing this? You don't need the money. You can't spend, you aren't going to spend what you got. Why are you doing this? And the answer to the question is, it's a sport. I like it. I enjoy it. And I want to leave something behind. I want to leave my family financially better off than the Grinkmeyer family was before I came. I want to help other people. So that's why I'm doing it. So I said to myself, well, then why do you own 36 stocks? Why not just own a few that you think are going to take you to the multi-millions that you'd like? And so I basically said, okay, if I could only buy 6 stocks and I had a time frame of 10 years, and I wanted to turn every $50,000 investment into $1 million, which of the 6 stocks that you own or you could own do you think could go 20x in the next 10 years? So that's what I've been doing since 3 o'clock this morning, and I want to share with you my interpretation of what my best bet is, and then I'm going to ask you to do the same. I'm going to ask you at the end of this video to go into the description and put your 6 stocks that you think could 20x over the next 10 years, okay? And I'll give you, in this video, I'll give you some of my research and some of my sites on it and see if you agree with me. I'll be right back. I'm not your financial advisor.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Grinkmeyer.
Okay, I think the one that sticks out in everybody's mind is that of Tesla. It's in the last 10 years, it did a 243x. Even with Elon and me selling our shares, it's still 243x. Some others that have done well. Nvidia did a 75x in the last 10 years. Google did a 12x, Facebook a 17, Apple 13, Amazon 16. I have a stock called Nutella. It did a 10x in the last 5 years, so it's on pace to do it. So we know it can be done. And so I said, okay, if we know it can be done, let's learn from the past and what made this possible for these stocks to achieve anywhere from a 13 to a 243x over the last 10 years. What made it possible? Well, change. Something changed dramatically in the 10-year period, such as using Tesla as an example. The realization that we could all and would all be driving electric vehicles over the next 10 years, that is what facilitated Tesla and Elon Musk. You got to admit he's a bit of a character, and he promoted it, and everybody knows who he is. So then I said, okay, that's the avenue that we've been investing in, or I've been investing in, identifying change. What are the major changes in the world? And I would say there are 4. Again, the electric vehicle is still in the change state. The supply chain problem is being recognized, and so we're going to move manufacturing back to the United States. That's a change. And then the coronavirus has brought on a change in our healthcare system to let us know that we have to change the way we're approaching healthcare so that a virus can't bring not only our nation but the world to its knees. So medical will be a change. And then just recently, the all the hoopla about the metaverse, that's going to make a change. So those are the four areas that I say can duplicate over the next 10 years the kind of change that has occurred in the past 10 years, or actually in the past 20 years. So I then said, okay, if I could only buy 6 stocks, what would they be? And for the metaverse, I'm still having to stay with the big guys who I think are going to present the platforms that are going to benefit from this change in what we know the internet today to the three-dimensional internet that we're going to call the metaverse in the future. And on the top of those three, I've got to put Facebook, which is now known as Meta, because they have the platform right now, and they have the Oculus goggles, and they are the leaders in making a commitment to it. So for my grandchildren, I will continue to hold my Facebook stock. Right now, that's worth about $112,000. So that would, if a 20x, that would turn out to be $2 million in 10 years. Is that possible? Yeah, I think it is. Then I got to go to NVIDIA. I've been late to the dance on NVIDIA. I just picked it up. I've got about $40,000 of it. But I think it's going to 20x. So that's going to be something just shy of $1 million. So I'm going to need to put another $10,000 into NVIDIA to get it up to where it can turn into $1 million in 10 years. And then the other player that I think has identified itself is that of Microsoft. Again, I own $47,000 worth of Microsoft, so I need to add $3,000 to that, and that 20x would take that $50,000 to $1 million. Those, I think, are the evident big players. I think there are going to be some other small companies that I haven't identified yet that are, and that may be roadblocks or something, but I don't really feel comfortable where they are in that mix at this point. But so I'm sticking with the 3 of my 6 are Facebook, NVIDIA, and Microsoft for the change that is going to be brought over the next 10 years in the metaverse. Now, when we get to what I'm going to call health cure rather than health care, I believe that's going to be driven by genome sequencing and genome editing. So I have 5 companies that, actually 6 that I hold, 2 companies in the genome sequencing, and that would be Illumina, of which I have $34,000 or $32,000 invested in. And then the other is Pacific Biosciences, and I've got about $27,000 in there. But I think Illumina is going to be the winner in that game. They hold about 90% of the market share now. Pacific has a little different product, but I'm going to bet of my 3, one of my 3 in the biotech or health cure section is going to be Illumina. So in the health cure, the other area is, in addition to genome sequencing, is genome therapy. And I own Editus, CRISPR, Beam, and Caribou. And I'm going to go with Editus and CRISPR. They are the strong leaders in the genome sequencing. I own about $34,000 of each of those. So I'm going to have to add about $16,000 in each of those categories, and I'll raise the money to do that. So that comes up with the 6 stocks that I'm willing to commit to now that I think they will get a 20x over the next 10 years, and I'll have at least $50,000 in each one of them that my family will, in 10 years, have $1 million worth. That's my bet. So again, going over them, in the metaverse, it's Facebook, NVIDIA, and Microsoft. In the health cure section, it's Illumina, Editas, and CRISPR. So that's how I intend to make my family multimillionaires. Again, I wonder why I own 36 stocks. I'm going to have to give that some thought, and I'll keep you up on it. This is the kind of thing, and where did this all come from? As I said, I woke up at 3:30 this morning. It came from the conversation that I had yesterday, Friday afternoon, with my tribe. Every Friday at 3 o'clock, we have a Zoom meeting. We'll probably turn into a metaverse meeting in the near future. And I was asked the question, which are the biotech and health cure stocks that you believe strongest in? And at that time, I said Caribou. But the more I thought about it, I moved and I changed. So that's where I'm at. That's the kind of thinking I want to encourage. Think long and invest where you believe the biggest change is going to occur and who the companies are that are going to facilitate that change. I don't think it's hard to figure out where the change is coming. It's not going to come in your grocery store, and it's not. I don't believe it's going to come at Lowe's and Home Depot, or I don't think it's going to happen in any restaurant chain. I think it's going to happen in biotech, Medicure, and the metaverse. How about that? So that's what I'm thinking about today. Nita and I are going to pack up the car and go to the beach for 2 weeks. I'll continue to try to put out a video and share with you my thoughts. But in the meantime, we'll be there for Thanksgiving. As I'm doing it, I'm going to have to take my laptop. So I'm going to have to activate my Surfshark, which is a software which I have on my laptop so that nobody can hack my computer. If you don't have that and you travel, go to the description and you'll find a link to Surfshark and you can get a discount on it. So that's my advice for today. 6 stocks that will make you a millionaire. If you got $50,000 in each one of them, or each stock will make you a millionaire over the next 10 years. Talk to you again tomorrow.